Do this one. Mum, I'll put it down for you.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see, did you
Here we go.
Guess what? Guess what, Mum? Can I tell you something, Mum? Can I?
Yeah.
Do you see this one here? It's not the one that you cracked. No, over here, I found a half-open conker, and it still had this one in. So I opened it, took it out.
Conkers are the glossy brown seeds of the horse chestnut tree. The chemical acetylene is what makes them toxic to consume, whilst the saponins they contain make them great for laundry detergents. They are not related to the sweet chestnut tree, although the seeds inside do look similar. For ID purposes, both come in green shells, but the spikes on a horse chestnut are shorter. The conkers inside are rounder and glossier, and sweet chestnut has lots of fine spikes with 2 or 3 nuts inside that are edible and absolutely delicious. I love them on bonfire night for most people, and also at Christmas, which is Yuletide for us. Please do keep conkers out of reach of animals because they are toxic to consume, as I stated before. I'm currently still working through our camping laundry, so not only does it get the job done, but besides the water rate, Conker laundry detergent is completely free. For whitewashing, however, I find it's best to peel the outer skin off first, but I'm not going to bother with that here because I don't need to. The first step is to either chop or crush your conkers. Some people use a rolling pin, others a hammer, or like myself, a knife. It's down to personal choice and preference. They don't need to be too small. You can chop them into quarters, which is what I did here. On some of the larger ones, I may have cut them down a little bit more. The inside fleshy part is what contains the saponins, so that's the most important part of the conker when you're making detergent with them. Once chopped, you should have a good little pile like this, especially if you're planning long term. I like to keep some aside for later use, and it's 2 cups that we're putting in here, and Nimway's doing that job for me. I'm just going to make sure she washes her hands well afterwards. Then you want to add in 4 cups of water, and I used hot water from the kettle here. It'd been off the boil for about 5 minutes, so it was still relatively hot. Nimway was a good little helper. I let her do the last cup for me. She was absolutely begging, and it was under supervision, but she did a really good job, and she spilt less than Mummy, may I add. After that, it's time for your essential oils, and it's up to you which oils you choose. I chose ones that I particularly like that remind me of this season as well. So I went for patchouli, cinnamon and rosemary. They are some of my favourite scents, to be honest with you, so they're the ones that I'm using. Then you obviously need to give it a good stir, and then you pop your lid on and you let it sit there and soak for at least 30 minutes. Now I always let my first lot soak for an hour, and you can reuse the same conkers 2 to 3 times, and my second run through will be left overnight and then added to the same jar tomorrow morning, and it keeps 7 days in the fridge. Once done, you strain it well, and this is my second batch as well going in now that you can see here. So that's going to be sat on the shelf on the side while that works overnight, with the other batch ready made and strained in the fridge. I use a 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup per load, to be honest with you. And make sure you label it well so you know what it is. You don't want any accidents. I always put the date on mine too. This is it in the washing machine, working hard on them muddy camping towels, as you can see. I was actually really impressed at how they came out. And obviously you can freeze or dehydrate them for long-term storage.